Hi. So math class can be pretty boring, and even at BHS, where our classes tend to be very student-friendly, and we have great teachers who are very creative, the math classes can still seem a bit dull, um, because the subject material of math courses is very abstract to students, and I think a lot of kids have trouble seeing the connection between the math they're doing and problems that inspire them, even though math is related closely to many very exciting problems and issues, and it is used to provide creative solutions to many things in the real world. Not much of that is addressed in math courses, and I thought that math classes at BHS would be improved if they brought a little more uh, you know creativity and managed to connect the math that we're doing to an area that kids will be interested in and can really dig into. So I thought it would be a good idea to start a new sports statistics class, because lots of kids are very interested in sports and follow sports and uh, love statistics, and even if they don't love statistics, they like sports, and learning about them and analyzing them could be very fun, even in a scientific way. So I thought I would ask a couple staff members, how one would go about starting a new class. So I talked to Mr. Mason, who is the assistant headmaster, who knows a lot about the school processes and the bureaucracy of the school, as I know from being in class with him and discussing that with him. So he told me that if a teacher is interested in starting a new class and teaching it themselves, they have to um, present their idea, or just in this case it would be my idea, but the teacher would have to present the course that they intend to teach to the 21st Century Fund, which provides funding for our school, and they also have to present it to an academic standards committee, which would judge the merits of the material that would be conveyed to students through this course, and both boards would review it based on how strenuous the class would be, how many students would be interested, whether it would fit with the ideals of Brookline High School. And I thought that that given the current budget freeze, that seemed pretty difficult. So I also talked to Mr. Perro, who was the person I would want to teach my sports statistics course, because I was in his class sophomore year, and I learned that he was very passionate about the Buffalo Bills in particular, and he is also a great math teacher who has a very energetic teaching style. So he told me that math teachers have four core classes that they teach, math classes in other words, and then a +1, which could be tutorial or learning center, or some other activity, math center. So that is stated in their contract, and adding another class to the pre-existing set of 5 would possibly cause contract issues. So that seemed slightly difficult. He also said that he also mentioned funding and figuring out who would be interested. And so I looked into other classes at this school that try to address this problem by presenting math in creative ways. IMP is one where they do a lot of writing about math, and it's for people who are less technical and enjoy expressing things with words and doing word problems. And I know from people I've talked to in IMP that it's 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 not the same as a traditional math class, but I don't think it's very focused in its in that it tackles one sort of problem like a sports class would. And I think that a class with a clear direction would attract more students, or adding something like that to a class would. I also know that there's a class called the Human Math Experience, in which they they take a similar approach to math. They look at the problems in the world that math is used to solve, and they take a very broad approach, so they discuss all kinds of different issues and different interesting ways in which math is used. And I think both of those are good, but they might not attract as many students because they don't seem to have a clear direction. So it seems to me that starting an actual new math course would be difficult, but I think that possibly some sports statistics unit could be added to a statistics class and used as a trial period, and then potentially in the future, once the budget freeze is over, we could actually add a new class. So that's my goal. Thank you.